There's been a big migration in the real estate world toward people renting versus buying. And it's people wanting to rent, not wanting to own. What do you think is causing that? Do you think that's a trend that's going to continue?
Affordability. I think that's our biggest issue we're having right now. I think that it makes sense for a lot of people. And especially right now, it's just too expensive to buy. So I think that, is it going to continue for a while? I think, honestly, I think it's going to change as interest rates start to lower.
Yeah.
I think that as those rates start ticking down, it starts making more sense because then owning becomes more affordable than renting. But right now, renting is a little bit more affordable because you have the cost, which rents are high as well, but then you also have maintenance on top of that. And so at some point when those rates come down and the prices are a little cooler, that makes more sense than renting.
Yeah. I was just looking online at homes 300K and under, and I'm like, oh, there's just skinny pickings right now. I mean, there just really isn't a lot.
74.
70.
I just sent it out this morning. There's 74 in San Juan County.
74 homes, 300,000 or under in San Juan. And that includes everything. I mean, that's like single wides all the way up to
condos, manufacturers.
Yep. Okay. Wow.
And a family looking for a house, that sounds like quite a bit on the market. But when you consider a lot of them might be non-financeable single wide trailers. Some of them may be condos, things that don't work for a general family looking for a home. You can take a big chunk of those out right away when you start looking at, okay, now when we're looking at family homes, how much of those are good family homes? It's probably closer to 20 or less.
Well, and I just ran some numbers this morning, and I was just saying, look, if you bought a $300,000 house, and assuming this is not a good assumption, but assuming you didn't put any money down, so you just amortize $300,000 over 30 years at 6.25% interest, which is about the prevailing rate right now. Your monthly payment's about $1,800 a month. But that doesn't include property taxes, and that doesn't include property insurance. So when you add those in, you're well over $2,000, you're $2,100 a month to buy a $300,000 home that may be not exactly what you're looking for. It's not your perfect home for most people. And so then are you settling to take on a $2,200 a month payment, or should you just rent for $2,000 or $1,800 a month?
Right.
Although the rental market's pretty brutal out there. Aspen, what are your thoughts with with that scenario I just posed right there? $300,000, maybe get 70% of your wants and 30%.
That's a huge monthly payment too. Yeah. That is not I wouldn't even consider that a first time home, monthly payment for this area. Now, if we're looking up in Durango, I'll tell you that there's probably 20 or under, and all of them will be studios or one bedroom condos or manufactured homes that you don't own the land. So it's hard to see the both scenarios because we have Durango, which is actually outpriced, but then we have here, which is outpriced for our area. I don't think it's realistic for people. And I have such heartburn. I was actually just talking to our friends about this whenever we were up in Houston this week. People, if they get approved up to 40% of, their income for a house price, I would say 98% of people are taking that 40%. They're looking at their max the whole time. What happens if your AC goes out? What are you going to do? Because at this point, when you factor in childcare, stuff for school, sports, food, gas, utilities, you're probably not saving anything for the month. Vacations, I have a real heartburn with it because you used to be able to find at least something for a decent price. And now our starter homes are more than I could afford for my second home. Yeah. So yes. I have big heartburn with it, but I don't know what the solution is.